So, first of all, I would like to thank Nikos and Stefanos to organize this event. It has been wonderful till now. And thanks a lot to all the previous speakers that handed me back this audience that is still alive. I promise you one thing. I will do my best not to bore you to death, even if a topic is honestly not the most exciting one ever. Who are we? We are Syxis. Syxis is an innovation hub based in Lithuania. As all of you knows perfectly where Lithuania is, I pointed it in orange. We have two sites also, one in Italy and one in Greece, in Thessaloniki, more precisely. We are part of a group together with other three enterprises, Olonix, that works on IoT, Sizeu, that works on anthropometrics, and Digitally, which is actually a commercial company creating an ecosystem of 8 companies selling, actually, software to manufacturing domains. Syxis works as an innovation hub for this company of a group, together with other companies in Lithuania and in all over Europe. The idea is to create innovation, to create new ideas, and eventually create new companies. And Machinery X is the next one, actually. Machinery X is a no-profit company that makes one specific target, to create a data space for the machinery sector, supported by UCIMU, which is the Association of Machine Builders of Italy, and open to technical providers of solutions for the machinery industry and machinery OEMs. The slide was pretty busy, so I point out 3 main points that are essential. First, is a data space. Second, to benefit the machinery business. Third, with a hopefully easier learning curve than the pure data space. I know that all of you are as clear as hell on what a data space is, and I get you are a little confused like in being in a tesseract. So I will try to give you a little explanation. How many of you knows by heart what a data space is and works? You don't count. I was pointing at you. Sergio, even you, I mean, okay. So, they are not wasted slides. A data space is a technical solution to find a balance for the data economy. So, to balance the need for interoperability, data exchange, and the sharing economy of data, and the data ownership, the privacy, the data security, and the value of the data. So you don't share for free something that you have been told all the time that is the new oil. So it's the new oil and you share it for free? Not really. So technically, the data space is the sum of all the data endpoints able to share data. All the participants have to be into a trust framework, meaning that needs to be certified by someone, needs to be verified by someone. Technically speaking, a data space is also a federated architecture with no data integration. Data stays where they are. They are not sent to a centralized, omnicomprehensive node that knows everything of everybody. It has no silos, no vendor dependency, and it has data sovereignty and traceability, and the participants need to be checked and trusted. So actually it's a peer-to-peer approach and works without the transfer of data to a central location. Let's try to make a practical example, like kids. We learned everything by doing. So we have a machine connector current solution. You have the IoT gateway, the machine user, and the OEM platform. Wonderful. One machine, one connector, one OEM. Okay, now let's see for an ecosystem where you have more than one machine, more than one user, and you want to embed also the components manufacturers. You see, things get a little more nasty. With data space, things get a little easier because you, as for example, a producer of a machine 1 can publish the metadata on the data space. So you don't publish the data, you publish only the metadata. You just say, I have this data, I have this kind of data. You don't say the real data. Then the others search for the data, they check the contract, they accept the contract, and only once the contract is accepted, data starts flowing only between these two companies who do have a contract and an agreement among them. This is an example, data provider, data consumer. We made all these tests, all these examples in different projects where we tested data spaces and solutions that fit better or less better for the project. One of them has been Trineflex. There is also a stand here, and is about energy toolkit for energy-intensive companies. We worked also on maintenance and many others, very often together with Core, fortunately. So, key points, data sovereignty, decentralized peer-to-peer communication, one connector, you see in that small dot in all the points, is one connector for each company, and contracts, management, and alignment with Data Act is, again, a very important element. It should benefit the machinery industry. So we go from a smaller to a larger bow. And why is this? Actually, everything started from a meeting in UCIMU, the Association of Machine Builders of Italy. We were presenting predictive maintenance solutions. It was 2.5 years ago. Almost everybody of us had some predictive maintenance solution. But we had few data. Why? Because there were use cases for interconnected machines. There were possibilities, mainly on predictive quality, predictive diagnostics, and maintenance execution. But even if business models are there, IoT systems are there, for example, Olonix is selling one, there was a problem. End users were not willing to share data. Quite like a rock. So only around 40% of machines are connected today. And honestly, sometimes I think is a quite optimistic evaluation. We searched why this happens. First, lack of control over exchange data. Second, trust and confidence. Third, complexity. Fourth one, sometimes they don't have a benefit from the producer of a machine. Machinery X works on 3 of these elements, obviously not the last one. Contracts are in the data space. Administration is from a company which is super partes. And the connector can work as a gateway for all the machines of a shop floor. So we have 4 scenarios with a local platform, edge solution, cloud platform, and cloud platform without an edge solution, with the aim of increasing the size of cake. So our target is to move from 40% to 60% of machine connected. Seems a small target, is 150% increase of a business related with IoT. So if Olonix does 50% more turnover just because of this, I will be very, very happy, honestly. So there are plenty of advantages. I have 1 minute, so I will not really go through all of them. The Data Act, the single entry point, which is actually a very good approach for security. If you have just one door, it's much simpler to check it. The IDS learning curve is slightly hard. So what did we do to make it simpler? Actually, it's exactly the first slide, is to provide the consortium member the access to the possibility of reselling the data space. So technical providers and providers of machinery who owns an IT system can resell the data space connectivity. They will have access to the source code of a web connector backend, so to embed it into their own solution. So Machinery X will sell nothing, is no profit, will leave with little money, like said by Dominic. Data spaces will not make us rich. So Machinery X will not sell stuff, will give his members the possibility to sell in more of their platforms. Join us. That's it.
Thank you, Jacopo, and also for staying right on time. Do we have any questions for Jacopo from the audience? Please.
Oh.
No.
Difficult one.
No. Actually, I think it's nice because the work on data space is really interesting, right? It's a bit, okay, it's doing some, no problem. But I was going to ask you about military data spaces.
About?
Military data spaces. We've been approached by the Portuguese military because they say that they need something that they don't call a data space, but it is a data space, right? They want to have data in several places, and they need to have governance on the data to know who accesses the data, everything. They told me that there is only one, they call it military cloud, okay, the name. They said that there is only one military cloud they know, it's running in Ukraine, and it's working, until today, they say. Of course, they don't know everything, but the question is, so have you thought about the requirements and constraints for implementing military cloud, to take this technology to the military, to the defense? Yes, no?
Well, if it's for the real-time communication, I would step away from this discussion because it's a different topic. For the supply chain, I think it's a possibility because we have example of working data spaces such as Catena X that works pretty well, and I think the protocols are pretty secure. So I think from a technical perspective for supply chain management or for machine data management, I think it could be a valid solution. Obviously, it will need an extremely tight check at the entering of a data space. Actually, we were doing analysis of protocols and so on to evaluate if to add an extra layer of security, such as a VPN, to enclose all the data space, but my technical team till now said, well, we don't think it's really needed because the protocol seems really well designed and really secure. But, I mean, one thing is commercial, the other thing is military. It's another league, usually.
Okay, so thanks a lot again.
Thank you.